Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Chris and welcome to Champion Helmet's official review of the HJC I-70. So I have with me today the HJC I-70, and the I-70 is going to be a full face entry-level helmet from HJC, and we first saw it unveiled at Intermalt in 2018. You can check out our video of that where we got our first hands on it and our first explanation. Now the I-70 is going to be like the smaller sibling of the HJC I-70 ST, and I'll explain that in more detail a little bit later on. First of all, let's look at the price, because that is a major factor with this helmet. It's going to be entry level, like I said, so it's only going to cost $200 at the recommended retail price for a basic single color. This one here is a design, same as this one, so they'll cost you a little bit more. But at $200, that is definitely an entry-level helmet. So now, because this helmet is so cheap, you can do a bunch of different things with it. You can do it. You can go touring with it. It's going to do quite well on that. You can also go commuting with this helmet. A little bit of sports bike riding, perhaps a little bit of racing, depending on what you want to do. You can even wear this on a scooter if you want, because it has that lower price. The downside is that it's not going to have as much safety and comfort for racing as a purpose-built racing helmet or a purpose-built sports bike helmet for that matter, but it's still overall going to give you a lot of versatility. So let's have a look at the shell. So looking at the shell of the helmet, there are two things that we should really consider, and the first one is going to be the aerodynamics and the shape of the shell itself. So HJC claim that they have designed the I-70 in a wind tunnel. And so what that's going to mean is that it's going to be better in terms of aerodynamics, noise isolation, ventilation, comfort, all that kind of stuff. And we do have some evidence of that. So you can see on the chin here, we do have some lines that will help to bring air away from the visor. That's great for noise isolation. Then on top here, we have a peak, and that's going to help with stability a little bit. We have a couple little spoilers at the back, and then we have some lines and so on to just help direct the airflow better. So that's just going to help with your stability at speed and your aerodynamics, of course, and it's going to be quite comfortable in an upright sitting position and to an extent as well in a tuck. Now, of course, the other aspect of the shell worth looking at is going to be the shell itself and what it's made out of. So it is made out of an advanced polycarbonate composite material, and as we all know, polycarbonate is going to be, say it with me, plastic. Now, plastic and polycarbonate are slightly different though, especially with this helmet. It's not going to be like a cheap throwaway fork or something like that. It's going to be made out of a hardened plastic material, and plastic is going to be quite a good material for a helmet. It's going to help HJC reduce the costs. You're not going to get anything in this price range that's going to be made out of fiberglass, let alone carbon fiber. And it still provides very good safety overall. Now, there are a few other plastic components, like we have here this plastic ring that goes along the bottom. This part of the ratchet is plastic, a couple little things like that. Now, another kind of cost-cutting method that they've used is to only produce 2 shell sizes. So that means that someone on the further edge of the size of one of these helmets is going to have a potential issue with looking and feeling bulky. For a lot of people that won't be an issue though. And in terms of your actual head size, it's going to have everything from XS to XXL. So there's a wide variety of different head sizes there, and you should be able to get a fit that suits you. So coming down to the visor of the I-70, the first thing that we're going to notice is it gives you a nice wide field of view, and that we can open it using this little button here in the middle. So you're just going to pull it up all the way to the top. And you probably noticed that it was a little bit sticky when I pulled it up. This is something that might break in later. So far it hasn't for us. But it's definitely much easier to get into the middle positions for the visor, like this one, to open it all the way first to the top and then to pull it down. It's got much less resistance. So something to remember when riding. If you want to put it into a middle position, then open it up all the way and bring it down. It's going to cause you less distraction, which is also very important when you ride a motorcycle. Sorry. Now, A definitely positive aspect of the visor is the fact that it is going to be anti-fog lens prepared. What's even better though is the fact that HJC have given us a free anti-fog lens, and on a helmet of $200 at the recommended retail price, that is going to be a very nice feature. So there you have it. You can pop that in, and then you're going to have much less issues with fogging. Now if I open up the helmet again, you'll see that we have an internal sun visor. If I drop it down for you, like that. So the sun visor is good, it drops quite low, gives you a nice field of view as well. And it's controlled via this slider here on the side, so like that. It's a little bit sticky at times, but overall it's fairly decent and it's quite easy to use. It's also quite easy to find with your glove while riding. So that's about it for the visor. Now if we look at the mechanism, you can see it here. It's, if I open up, you'll see it move a little bit. Now to take the visor off, because of course we can, we just have to push in on this little tab here and then lift the visor off. So it's very simple. I just removed it like that. To put it back on as well, we're just going to put it in and push. Very simple removal system. Overall quite good, and the visor itself seals fairly decently into the shell of the helmet. So now the ventilation. The ventilation of the i70 is quite good. It's, especially for the price range, it does what you need it to do. So let's come here to the chin, and you'll see that we have 5 vents, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they're controlled via this little slider here, nice and easy to use. Requires very little pressure, it's quite easy to find with the glove. Great feature. And it's going to vent directly into the helmet via these little vents here. You can see that it's on a breath guard. So it's going to direct the air directly onto your visor, which will help to defog it. Combine that with your anti-fog lens and you have a great combination. On top we have 2 inlaid scoops. You can see here. They're controlled via sliders. Sliders are a little bit stiff. They'll get better with age. But that's going to bring air into the top of your head. It's going to draw it to the back, and then it's going to exit via these exhaust points. So you have 2, and there's 2 holes in the EPS as well, and channels to direct the airflow, of course. And so yeah, it's going to exit out here. So the ventilation is quite good. My biggest issue though is going to be the sliders again for the 2 top air vents. That's because we have 2 different sliders. We have one here and one here. And I find it annoying to have to open and close 2 different vents. I'd rather just go done. But yeah, when you're concentrating and so on the road and you have to go 1, 2, it's a little bit annoying. Overall, a small thing, and I guess this is also another way in which they can reduce the costs. Alright, so let's move to the inside and we'll take the liner out. The liner is quite comfortable. Obviously it's going to be removable, it's going to be washable. You can see here, wind guard, 2 cheek pads, and the headliner. So let's just pull everything off. Nice and easy. Pull that through, cheek pad. Might as well take this off as well. There we go. Wind guard. So the cheek pads, the liner itself is going to be moisture wicking. It's going to be antibacterially treated, which is a nice feature. Help to keep them nice and fresh. And I find them a little bit difficult to remove, especially compared to some of the more luxury helmets around. But overall, it's not too bad. You can see here we have as well fabric on the chin straps, so that'll keep you nice and comfortable. And we have the micro ratchet as well. It works just like that. Then as well, we have this headliner. There we go. All right, so now we're inside. You can see we have some speaker cutouts on the sides here. You can put in your own comm system. And the liner is quite simple. You'll be able to notice that there's not a whole lot of channeling, but the channeling there is going to be relatively effective, and you can see as well the holes in the EPS for the ventilation. So let's put that away for a moment. We have the cheek pads, the headliner as well, a few holes in it for ventilation and so on, and the wind guard. Overall, the liner is quite decent with the I-70 and relatively comfortable, and it'll last you pretty well over time. The noise isolation is also okay. The visor seals in fine, the ventilation is decent there, and little features like the wind guard by the chin help to reduce the noise that's going to get in, but remember, this is not a premium helmet and therefore it's not perfect. So there are a lot of different full face HJC helmets, and the I-70 fits somewhere among all the rest. So let's just take a moment to look a little bit deeper into that and see where the I-70 fits among the HJC family. So I've mentioned many times that this is an entry-level helmet, and that is important. So the I-70 is going to be the little sibling of the HJC I-70 ST, which I mentioned at the start of the video. And the I-70 ST is going to be a more racing-focused helmet. It's going to be a little bit more specialized. It's got more complex material for the shell, a little bit better features. And so it's going to be a lot more focused in that regard. Whereas the I-70 is going to be much less specialized. It's going to be able to do pretty much everything. And combined with its lower price, that is actually a very strong feature of this helmet. The I-70 ST is just more specialized, and so you bring that back with the I-70, put a different a polycarbonate material into the shell, pull back a few of the features, and then you have something that pretty much anyone who rides a motorcycle can pick up. If you have a more expensive helmet, say you have I don't know, an Xperia 3 or an R11, then you can just pick up a HJ I-70 if you've dropped it or something and you just need a replacement. That is a great feature of this helmet. It fits into so many different places, and with its entry-level pricing, it very easily can be used for a bunch of different roles. Speaking of value, if you pick up the I-70 from Master Champion Helmets, you can get a second visor like the dark smoke color for a 50% discount. Remember, that is only if you select the product bundle and choose your visor color on the product page. So I hope you guys know a lot more about the HJC I-70 now. It's an entry-level full face helmet from HJC, and at $200 US, it's going to be packed full of different things. So they've just taken a bunch of different aspects from more premium helmets and then kind of just converted them to something for the I-70. And we have good ventilation. We have an easy to use, easy to remove and insert visor mechanism. The liner is going to be antibacterially treated. It's going to be moisture wicking. We have an anti-fog lens provided in the box by HJC and an internal sun visor. These are great features, and it just shows the value of this helmet. And it's going to be very versatile. You can use this helmet if you're riding a sports bike, a touring bike, a scooter even. You know, whatever you're riding, you can pretty much take this helmet for it. And except for a dirt bike, riding off-road, I would highly not recommend this helmet. But yeah, you need something definitely specialized for that. So yeah, I would recommend this for anyone, especially someone starting out. If you're starting out and you just don't know what kind of helmet you want to pick up, you don't want to spend a lot of money on something really premium, pick up this and you can get a great range of different features and maybe make some decisions when you go and upgrade to your next helmet. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. This has been our review of the I-70, of course. I'm Chris from Champion Helmets. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, then you should subscribe to our channel, stay up to date with everything that we're doing. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you all next time.